Good evening, I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts, Presidential Candidate for the United States of America for this 2020 election. I'd like to have your vote and I'd like to hear your voice. I'd like to have your support and I'd like to be your choice. I am the daughter of Charles Jackson Pinckney and attorney Dr. Betty K. Butts Pinckney, and I am the ninth cousin removed to General George Washington, the first inaugurated President of the United States of America, and the first president to actually free slaves. It was not Abraham Lincoln, it was General George Washington. General George Washington had to win the land of America through guns. I have chosen to win the land of not only America, but across the seas through the gospel. Guns have replaced prayer. Guns have replaced promises. Guns have replaced morals, and money has replaced it as well. I like to promote a nonviolent agenda, a nonviolence platform, and I am the state of Ohio Director for And Justice for All, for which I have been endorsed by its founder and visionary, Jennifer Cobb. I am also the chaplain for the East Cleveland chapter of the League of Women Voters, which was actually the first chapter in the state of Ohio to give women the right to vote. I am also a board member for And Justice for All, which Jennifer Cobb, as I stated previously, has endorsed me. But this is based out of Seattle, Washington. Jennifer and I have been on the front line addressing Tookie Williams, the death penalty, and many other matters in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am a board member also for Starting Over Again, A Chance to Do Better, which is founded and visioned by Roy Austin in Youngstown, Ohio. It is a re-entry program for those who have been incarcerated. I'm a retired probation officer, and I have been the clergy chairperson for Black on Black Crime Incorporated. I have not been involved with the agency or the entity for some time now due to some disagreements that I do have in policy and procedure. However, for those who do need the proper support for what I do as a preacher and clergy, I am still available. I'm a published author. I'm a single parent. I'm a single woman. I'm a preacher of the gospel. And I have in mind that we will go from guns and gossip to good news, including the gospel, to sing about the needs of the people. When prayer was taken out of school, pens, paper, and pencil were taken out of school, pistols were put in place, and metal detectors and tasers, causing fear and famine in the land. I am, once again, in place to see about the needs of meeting the needs of the people. I am a licensed, ordained preacher in all 5 positions of the church of leadership. I am the first licensed and ordained apostolate, which is a female who addresses issues in religion and politics pertaining to women and children. I thank you for taking the time to hear what I have to say. For those of you who would like to participate in assisting me with signage or even supporting the signage for me, you may contact Judge Una Keenan and her husband, who will be responsible for yard signs. And those of you who are interested in petitioning on my behalf, you may contact Dantes Taylor at 1216-624-0967 or 1216-417-2404. For those of you who would like to do other areas of concern for this campaign, please feel free to do so. My phone numbers are 1216-548-0820. The headquarters is 1216-303-0967. 9804. I have been a frontline soldier for many, many matters. And I am also a grandmother as well, which I enjoy being. I have been addressing the matters of the murders of Tamir Rice and the assault of his sister, who witnessed her brother being murdered, Trayvon Martin here in Ohio, Timothy Russell and Melissa Williams, who were gunned down on a schoolyard in a predominantly black community, who had no weapons. They were hunted and gunned down and murdered on a schoolyard called Heritage. Tanisha Anderson, who was murdered for speaking her voice in front of her daughter. She was murdered in front of her home in Cleveland, Ohio, by police officers. I'm concerned about the murder-mindedness that's taking place. And this coronavirus is very, very serious. It's very, very real. I have never one time seen the President of the United States of America wear a mask or gloves or do any social distancing. But I do see some things that are very burdensome to me with the overt racism that's taking place, including the racism and the racial profiling taking place in Euclid, Ohio, Bedford, Ohio, and many other places that it is very real and very prevalent, as well as insurance fraud scams taking place by law enforcement agencies that are taking place, and law enforcement agencies being very dishonest in efforts to do racial profiling. I am a multiracial American, and General George Washington, my distant cousin, was the first one to free slaves. His wife Martha did not do so, agree to do so, but he did. People are not property. We own property. People don't own people. And keep this in mind when you vote for me, because I'm saying this because I know this to be true. Cuyahoga County, Ohio, endorsed and put in place a pro-slavery law December 5th, 2017, which was endorsed by the American Civil Liberties Union, as well as the police chief of Fairview Park, causing multiple jeopardy of those who have been incarcerated and causing others to be incarcerated who should not be. This is meant to be America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, not the bound or the slave. And anything outside of that must be addressed. I shall make the White House the right house for our house. I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts, and all of my rights are reserved for this video, and I'd like to have your vote and your voice. I'd like to hear your choice. And in order to vote for me, please write in Reverend, R-E-V, period, Pamela, P-A-M-E-L-A, middle initial M, Pinckney, P-I-N-K-N-E-Y, Butts, B-U-T-T-S, and yes, I am a distant relative to Charles Coatsworth Pinckney, one of the signers of the United States Constitution, which needs to be brought to the table again. And Sam Chapman, and some Grahams. I am related to many of them. And I am who I say I am. There are many other components to this and many other things I could say to you right now. But the coronavirus, it is very real. So is the corona family. They're very real too. And I pray today that in the United States, the USA, United States of America, that you make me your vote and you make me your choice. Donald Trump and Joe Biden are not the only candidates. I have been a candidate, noted candidate, since 2018, and due to racism and sexism, the mainstream media has not shown my campaign. But let's go beyond that. Let's go toward the mark, press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling, which for me it is in Christ Jesus. And that's my choice. Now let me hear your voice. Remember to vote for me. I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts, presidential candidate for the United States of America for this 2020 election. Remember to make me your selection.